In this recent article from Realtor.com, it says that Rochester was the #1 metro with the most highest price change in 2024. Whoa. Now that begs the question, what specifically is Rochester doing that's unique and ubiquitous compared to any other metro? Why is it here that more people are migrating now than ever? And ultimately, it's the home price sustainable? Let's talk about it. What's up guys, Gagan here, your obviously favorite real estate agent in the great city of Rochester, New York. And here's what we gotta talk about. When you look at what's going on in terms of a national perspective with home prices holistically, there's one thing for certain. It's gone up, and it's gone up a lot. In fact, the median home price in all of the country is hovering around $450,000. And with more and more metros joining suit, and with more and more people unable to purchase properties, they start looking at mid-sized cities and smaller cities to call home. That's why places like Rochester, New York are absolutely booming in economic growth, in prosperity, and overall in migration as well. So ultimately, when you are looking to make that move to Rochester, New York, there's a few things that you have to understand. Number one, Rochester is a college town. We absolutely have amazing and fantastic places here, from the University of Rochester to RIT, MCC, which is always renowned as one of the best public schools in the entire country. Following that, we have no shortage of fantastic high schools as well, from private schools like McQuaid Jesuit and Harley to public schools like Pittsford Sutherland and Pittsford Mendon. They absolutely are locations that people send their kids to get fantastic education. So when you are thinking about making that move, if you are looking to make a move somewhere specifically where it's more college friendly, maybe for investment purposes, look into 19th Ward, look into the South Wedge, look into those specific locations because they're in such close proximity to University of Rochester, to RIT, to MCC. Now, if you're looking for more of a suburban lifestyle, something well more leisurely than anything else, I mean, you gotta look at Henrietta, Pittsford, Penfield. These areas, including Brighton and, though that specific genre of locations, that's where most of our clients end up moving to. Because when you think about it, I mean, 95% of our clients actually don't end up moving to the city of Rochester, which is kind of crazy, right? The city itself is that, how do I put this politically correct? It's gone through its fair share of struggles. Let's put it like that. It has definitely not been the most growth place so far in 2024 in terms of crime, in terms of education, and all the other things that go on with it, right? And if you want more evidence or you want to hear a different perspective, just look at my comment sections. Go into some of my other videos and look at what people are saying, because that's gonna show you a lot. But what I am trying to say is most of our clients end up moving to the suburbs. When you're looking for fantastic schools, they go to Pittsford. When you're looking for something closer to the water, they go to Webster or they go to Irondequoit. When you're looking for something where there's a ton of investment opportunities, they live closer to the Gates Tri-Light area, so they can be closer to the 19th Ward. There's a ton of places, and I think Rochester is really unique in the fact that, well, I mean, ultimately for you, there's always something to do. Now, moving on, what is the second reason why this is happening, and ultimately, what does this mean for you? Supply and demand. Yeah, it's crazy. The rules of marketing never, I guess, die away, because supply and demand is still the most pertinent thing that's going on here. Let me tell you about that. Our supply, historically, has been absolutely garbage. Before 2023, 2022 era, 2021 era, with the interest rates that were 2.2%, 2.4%, 3.1, whatever, we were having a field day. My goodness, we're having a field day. People were refinancing their homes, people were selling their homes to buy a different one. Everything was beautiful. And then, well, inflation happened. And then we realized that the dollar was losing its value. And then ultimately we realized that we had to shut this off quick. So interest rates started going up from 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8%. People were not willing to sell their house because why would they? It doesn't make sense. And then as such, people were, well, expecting the market to come back to the situation that it was in 2021, and that never happened either. So we were in a period of standstill where nothing was really moving. And then the Fed decided to lower the rates again. And then people started buying more and more homes, but people weren't selling. Why would you? If you bought a home in 2021 at a 2% interest rate, why would you buy it? I mean, why would you sell it and then buy another one for 8? It just doesn't make sense. So that was the whole situation that was happening. And because of that, our supply was just non-existent. In fact, I think we were at a period if you can find the data, can you just show when we were at the period where we were just like 3 weeks of supply? It was kind of crazy. But we were in a period of 3 weeks of supply things, which is nuts. It's absolutely crazy. And because of that numerics, well, that's going to drive up home prices. See, when you're thinking about it from a perspective of how many homes exist pertinent to how many buyers, and there's so many more buyers and there's just not that many homes, they're going to start creating bidding wars. They're going to start looking at that and say, okay, I want to buy this property. They're going to start saying, I'm willing to pay $50,000 over, and it's still happening to this day. So that's the second consideration. And finally, the third consideration is this: price point. When you look at the graph and it shows you where exactly our price point is at now, here's one thing that you have to understand. Our price point is still lower than national average. Kind of interesting, right? Because compared to the national average, which is around the $445,000 mark, Rochester is still less than that. Meaning that when you are looking to make that move to Rochester and you are looking to purchase a property in Rochester, ultimately for you, you're still not paying as much as you would compared to the national average, which is a really, really unique situation. But those are all the factors that you have to take into consideration. Now, let's talk about this more so from a personal level. If you're looking to buy a house in Rochester, if you're looking to do anything in Rochester related to real estate, first and foremost, give our team a call. I mean, we sell hundreds of homes every single year. You give us a call. But secondarily, you have to understand to play the game correctly. You have to be willing to maybe potentially look at some homes that are lower than what you want, some homes that you might have to renovate, some homes that you have to take care of, some homes that you have to actually put a little bit more blood, sweat, and tears into making it your perfect property. Let me tell you a quick story. One of our clients moved here from Texas, and when they were looking at properties, they were looking around the 350 price range. But everything that we were looking at was going above 400. So what they do? They started looking at 275, 300. They got a fantastic house for around $320,000. They spent some of the money, they took out a loan to fix everything up. They got it refinanced and reappraised, and well, they actually made money off of that. Beautiful. And those are some things that are absolutely accessible and opportunities that exist for you as well. It just matters that when you're working with the right professional, they actually help you be able to do this, right? So take all those things into consideration when you are looking to make that move. But at the same time, I still think that Rochester, in terms of growth with Syracuse and Buffalo, it's happening. I mean, look at Micron. Micron is moving to Syracuse. I know it's not Rochester, but it's moving there. Buffalo? I mean, Buffalo every single year gains residents. It has one of the highest growth trajectories ever. It was rated as the hottest real estate market in 2024 in July. Buffalo's growing as well. Now, there's a lot that's going on with Western New York and maybe, moving past this, whatever. But I think that this upstate New York area is fantastic. And if you are looking to make that move, obviously take all these numbers into consideration. But that's why Rochester is such a hot market. The final question that you have to ask is this sustainable? First and foremost, let me know your thoughts. Is this sustainable? Put in the comment sections, let me know. I did my hair a little differently today. Do you guys like my hair? Also, I know the grant video, I'm gonna make that, I promise. My loan officer has just been super duper busy. But is this sustainable? Well, in my opinion, yes, it is. Now, here's why. Because when you are looking at lower priced homes and you're looking at these areas in which people still have to compete for, Rochester stays there. I mean, it's not just Rochester. When we look at the actual graph, it's also places like Detroit. It's also places like St. Louis, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Memphis, Philadelphia, Buffalo, right? These locations are 100% growing. And here's the thing. If someone cannot purchase a house in California, and they're looking to make a move, and they want to be to New York, and they want to go to Syracuse or Buffalo to be close by, why would they not look at Rochester? You know what I mean? Like, if someone's buying a house for $500,000 and they can't buy a house for $500,000, they're gonna move somewhere where the median price range is lower than that amount. Buffalo, Rochester, Milwaukee, Cleveland. I mean, yeah. So the only thing that I'm trying to say with this is the price point. Because Rochester's price point is so low, it absolutely is sustainable for it to grow higher. Now, the other question is, okay, cool, how much higher? I don't know. We simply don't know. Is the move in Rochester that's happening due to the low price point? Is it due to the culture? Is it due to the environment? Is it due to the proximity of the location? Is it due to the growth? I don't know. What we do know, we've talked about all of this, but we don't know if it's just one particular thing or if it's a juxtaposition of everything. So take all that into consideration when you are making that move here, right? Obviously consider all of these factors because they're super duper pertinent when you do make that move. But with that being said, let's talk about one final thing, and it's this. It's people that are looking to sell, right? When people are relocating and they're looking to make a move past Rochester, they want to get out of New York. Well, I mean, they tentatively tend to go to Florida, Miami, Tampa, Orlando is kind of that location. But here's the other thing. That migration has not been happening nearly as much. With so many people looking to make a move somewhere else from Rochester, maybe sell their house, it's not happening. Now, the other consideration is new build properties, right? When you are looking at new build opportunities and you're looking at homes that essentially are not on the open market and brand new, how many of those are being built? We have a decent amount. We were definitely building new builds, especially in Henrietta, Mendon. And if you want me to go tour those in person with this, let me know. I'll definitely do that. But we're building new builds, but at the same time, it's not nearly to the level of sustainability with other opportunities. Because I guess the irony is there's certain new builds that are absolutely going way fast. Other new builds that are not. So that's kind of the perspective, because I actually put a buyer of mine, it was my uncle, I put my uncle under contract, and we were able to get the house for $80,000 off. I'm not gonna give the price point, but it was a nice property. Super great discount, beautiful house, fantastic schooling, the whole shebang. And that house was sitting in the market about 15 to 20 days. Now, when you think about everything that I've been saying, you're like, again, what are you talking about? Like, a house was sitting in the market? Yeah, because there's homes that, again, are sitting in homes that are selling fast, and it's this irony of what's going on. But the one caveat to all of this is demand. If demand keeps rising the way that it has, and people just don't care, they're gonna buy everything. So you wanna make sure that you take all of these factors into consideration, from price point, from supply and demand, to inventory, to location, the whole shebang. Take all this into consideration, apply it to your life, and when you're ready to make that move, or you just have any questions about the grant, about our offerings, whatever, give our team a call, shoot us a text, you know what to do. Licensed real estate professionals would love the opportunity to call with you. And also, if you're not subscribed, can you please subscribe? Apparently 95% of my people that watch this aren't subscribed. And guys, pretty please. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Watch this one for Gates. See ya.